Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are good. So, today we are continue with revision of chapter number 4, Heat. Okay? In previous lecture, we will do about what we have learned. We revised about thermometer and one topic of transfer of heat. Okay, so we will continue with our next topic, transfer of heat, and some activities are also included in. Okay, so what is transfer of heat? Means when heat is transferred from hot object to the cold object, that is called transfer of heat. Means heat is transferred from one part of object to the other part. Okay, and heat is transferred by which methods? Three different ways. First is conduction, second is convection, and third is radiation. Okay, first we will start with conduction. Means in solid parts, in solids, when heat is transferred with the help of conduction, and in liquid and gases heat is transferred with the help of convection method. And when in vacuum, when there is no any gaseous form, liquid form or solid form, then heat is transferred with the help of radiations. Okay, so let us proceed with our next topic, conduction. Okay, conduction means conduction is a process. Okay, conduction is a process by which heat is transferred in solid form, from hotter end to colder end. Okay, see, in this activity is on iron or aluminium rod, or you can take strip, like a strip, paper strip, but don't use paper. Okay, only use iron or aluminium rod. Or one another activity after this we do on our gas burner with the help of spoon. Okay, see first this activity. What is this? This activity we can do in our lab. When school reopens, we will continue doing activities like this. Fix a few wax piece on the equal distances. Means take a iron rod and fix a few wax piece at equal distances on that iron rod. Okay, now clamp that rod to the stand. Means clip, with the help of clip, touch that rod, pluck that rod with the help of on the stand. Heat the other end of the rod. When you heat the other end of rod, the wax pieces begin to melt. Why? When heat is transferred to one end to the other end. When heat reaches to wax, then wax start melt. Okay, then wax pieces begin to melt and fall down from the heated end. This shows heat is transferred from hotter end to the colder end with the help of which method? This method is called conduction. Okay, see this one another activity. In this activity we use gas burner, which is already present in our home also, and one spoon, or you can use big spoon like service spoon you can use. Okay, in this activity what we have to do means switch on the burner, gas burner, then put spoon on that gas burner, and when after some time heat is transferred to the other end of spoon, which we pluck from other side. Okay, so do it carefully because heat is transferred to other end and our hand also become hot. Okay, So do it carefully. See this activity. See, in this activity, if we heat, switch on the gas burner, and if we heat this metal spoon at one end, then it is over the gas burner, we find that this its other end also becomes hot after some time. In this case, you see heat is transferred from hot part to this end. This end also become hot after some time. You can do this activity at your home, but do it carefully. This transfer of heat means in solid heat is transferred by conduction. When heat is transferred from hotter end of spoon to its colder end, this movement of material of the spoon from one end to other end. Now it become hot to this other end also. Okay, such a transfer of heat from hot part of material to the colder part, the movement of material, that is called conduction. Understood? So, conduction means transfer of heat through direct contact or occurs any time objects at different temperatures are touching each other. As long as objects are in contact, transfer the heat will continue until the temperature of object is same. Okay, you can do other activity like this. Example, if you leave a metal spoon in a pan of soup or in any hot cup of tea, that you you are heating to the on a stove. When you put pan on a stove and burner is on, it may burn your fingers also. After some time heat is transferred to the every part of spoon and it may burn your fingers when you touch that spoon. The spoon is in direct contact with the hot soup and heat is transferred to the spoon. Like this way you can do other activities also. Okay, understood? See, after that, conductors and insulators means conductors are the material which allow heat to pass through them easily. That, for example, iron, aluminium, copper. And insulators are material which are not allowed to pass heat to them. Okay, for example, wood, plastic, rubber, air. You have already learned these two terms in your sixth standard also. Okay. Now see some activities here on conduction. See it carefully and some examples of conductors and insulators. After this activity, we will continue with next. See this activity.
Whenever there is a difference of temperature, heat starts flowing from high temperature to low temperature. Hence, the transfer of heat from one place to other can take place in the following ways. 1. Conduction. 2. Convection. 3. Radiation. Conduction. The process of transfer of heat in solids by the active participation of medium particles without leaving their original positions is called conduction. Example, a person passes the ball through other person standing between him and the bowler. Activity. Take an iron bar. Put some wax on its one end. Put the other end of the bar on the flame of a burner. After some time, you will observe that wax starts melting at the other end, which was not heated. It means that the heat has reached to other end where wax was fixed. This shows that heat is transported from hot end to the cold end because of difference in temperature. When an object is brought near to a source of heat, the molecules closer to the source get more energy. When these molecules collide with their neighbors, they transfer some of the energy to their neighbors. These molecules now collide with another set of molecules. This is how heat flows from a hot part of an object to a colder part in contact with it. In this flow, the molecules of the object do not move. Thus, heat is transferred through an object without the movement of the molecules. This process of heat transfer without the actual movement of molecules is called conduction. Activity. Take 4 rods of different metals, say iron, copper, aluminium, and silver. The rods should be identical. Put equal amount of wax on one of their ends. Take small metal container, make holes in the container, and insert the rods inside the container so that the end having wax is outside, as shown in the figure. Put hot water in the container. The end of the rods inside will get heated. This heat will start flowing to other end where wax is coated. The wax will start melting in silver first, copper next, then aluminium, and then iron. This shows that silver is the best conductor of heat. Conductors and insulators. All metals do not allow heat to pass through them with equal ease. Some allow heat to pass faster through them, whereas some solids do not allow heat to pass through them. Activity. Take 2 rods, one of iron and the other of glass. Put small nails at each rod with the help of the wax on these rods. The other end of these rods are exposed to flame of a burner. You will notice that nails in iron rod will fall due to melting of wax, while in the glass rod, the nails do not fall. On the basis of the activity, we can say that some materials conduct heat and some do not conduct heat. Hence, materials which allow heat to flow through them are called conductors. Examples: silver, iron, copper, brass, aluminium, etc. The materials which do not allow heat to flow through them are called insulators or non-conductors or bad conductors. Examples: glass, air, plastic, rubber, wood, etc. Application and bad conductors. The materials which are good conductors of heat are used in the transfer of heat. 1. Good conductors of heat are used to make cooking utensils, but bad conductors of heat are used to make handles of cooking utensils so that we can lift these utensils easily. 2. Blankets and quilts are used in winter. The cotton and fiber are poor conductors of heat. Hence, the heat of our body does not escape and we feel warm. 3. Insulators like bakelite, ebonite, dry wood are used for making handles of electric iron and cookwares, etc. 4. Ice is wrapped with sawdust to prevent melting. This is because sawdust is loosely packed. It contains trapped air which acts as an insulator.
After this activity of conduction, we'll start our next different way of heat transfer by help of convection. Okay, convection is a process by which heat is transferred in liquid and gaseous form from the hotter part to colder part. Okay, in this also heat is transferred from hotter part to colder part, but this process is in which heat is transferred in liquids and gases from hotter part to colder part. See this activity, one activity is here. Take some water in a round bottom flask, keep it on the tripod stand, or you can keep it on your gas burner also. Okay, take some water in any kettle or pan and put it on gas burner. Okay, but don't put crystal of potassium permanganate in it. We'll do this activity in our lab. Okay, Take some water in a round bottom flask, keep it on a tripod stand, put a crystal of potassium permanganate in it, heat it with a burner. Means when we put potassium permanganate in it and then start heat the burner. The water at the bottom becomes hot. Water at the bottom becomes hot because heat is transferred to the flask or through the burner to the material which we put on gas burner like kettle, pan, or use bottom flask also. This water becomes hot and rises up, and cold water from the top moves down, and this process will continue till all the water gets heated properly. This shows heat is transferred by convection. See, listen, you can do this activity at your home by like this way. Means take some kettle and put some water in kettle, switch on the gas burner and put the kettle on that. Okay, do it. Now switch on the gas. When heat is transferred to the kettle, then some down water start heated, water at the bottom start heated. Then after that, after 5 minutes you see, after 2 minutes you see upper part of water only cool and down part is become hot. Means water is heated, water is heated first down part and then upper part of water become heat. Means this water become hot and rises up, then cold water from the top moves down. This process will continue till the water gets heated. Okay, understood? You can do this activity of convection at your home. Now, the transfer of energy in a liquid or a gas is known as convection. When part of a gas or liquid is heated, the particles is made up of move faster and spread out more. The moving particles bump into other particles, causing them to move fast and spread out more. Like this way, water get heats, moving up and down by bubbles. When hot water, see, when water boils, then bubbles move on the top of the water. You can observe. Okay. Now, convection in air. The air near the heat source gets heated and rise up. Like this way, the air from the side moves it to take its place. In this way, air get heated. Means air near the heat source gets heated and rise up. See in this figure also. And the air from the sides move in to take its place. In this way, air gets heated. If you keep one hand on the above of flame and one hand on the side of flame, the hand at the top feels hot because air from the air above is heated by convection, and air at the hand at the side doesn't feel as hot because there is no convection. Okay, see, you can do this activity like this way. Switch on the burner also. You can use burner. If you have a candle, you can do this activity with take a one small candle. Okay, lighting that candle, then put your one hand on the top of candle and other hand on the side of candle, then observe it carefully. Means that hand at the top feels hot because the air above the heated by air above is heated by convection, and hand at the side doesn't feel as hot because there is no convection. Okay, this is about convection in air. Now see, one activity is there on the convection. After this we'll do next. Okay, see this activity of convection.
Transfer of heat in liquids and gases takes place by a process called convection. In this process, the molecules move from hotter part to the colder part of the liquid or gas. Let us understand it with the help of an activity. Activity. Take a beaker 3/4 filled with water. Put some crystals of red potassium permanganate in it. Now, heat the beaker from the bottom. You will notice that the red particles of potassium permanganate will start rising and falling. This happens because water, immediately above the heat source, becomes lighter and rises up, and cool particles, being heavier, come down. The process continues till the temperature becomes uniform throughout the water. This is called convection. Hence, convection is the process of transfer of heat in which the particles pick up the heat energy from the source and become light and move up. In this process, the actual movement of particles from hot region to cold region takes place. The process of transfer of heat in the fluids by the actual physical movement of the medium particles is called convection. Example, a person himself goes and hands over the ball to the bowler. Applications of convection. 1. Ventilators are provided near the ceilings in the rooms of our house. The hot air from our breath is lighter and so rises up and goes out from ventilators. The fresh cool air is heavy and comes inside from doors and windows. Hence, circulation of air is maintained inside the room. 2. The cooling unit in refrigerator is fixed near the top of fridge. The reason is that hot air becomes lighter and rises up, and when it comes in contact with cooling unit, it becomes cool and comes down. Hence, all the articles inside the fridge remain cool. Formation of land and sea breezes. During the day, land gets heated faster than water. Hence, air above the land being hot rises up. The cold air above the sea being heavier takes its place. Thus, convection currents set up giving rise to sea breezes. Wind blows from sea to land. At night, the land cools faster than water. The air above sea being warmer rises up. The cool air above the land blows out to sea. Thus, convection currents set up giving rise to land breezes. Wind blows from land to sea.
So after this activity, what we have learned about convection in air means air is a poor conductor of heat. So air cannot transfer heat by the process of conduction. So we use the process of convection for this. Air transfers heat from its hotter part to the colder part by the process of convection or by moving itself. ठीक है? Okay. Now, in order to heat air in a room during winter, what we do? We keep a heater on the floor for in the corner of room or in the center of room. Okay, now the heater is placed on the floor at the bottom of the room, but it still heats all the air in the room. How is possible? By the help of which process? By process of convection. Actually, when air is heated by heater in one part of room, it transfer heat by convection. See how is possible? The air, when heater is kept on the floor in a room, is switched on, the air near the heater gets heated and expands and become lighter. When air is heated, then it becomes light in weight. This hot air rises up and rises the top of the heater and carries its heat along with it. See in this figure, hot air rises up and then cold air also moves down, means cold air from above sinks downward to the bottom. Okay, sinks downward to the bottom of the heater to take place of hot rising air. This cold air also get heated by the heater and rises upward, carrying its heat upward. This and more cold air sinks downward towards the heater. This process of hot air rising upward and cold air sinking downwards take place again and again. Like this way, all the air in the room gets heated uniformly, means equally, means same after some time. Like this way, previous part in conduction we see when we heat some water in a kettle, like this way water also heated. First at the bottom of the water part, bottom part of water is heated, then upper part moves downward like in the form of bubbles, then complete water become hot. Like this way air become hot and heat complete air uniformly heated. Air in the room gets heated uniformly after some time. The circulatory movements of air in the room in which hot air rises and cold air sinks again and again due to are called convectional currents. Okay, room heater heats all the air in the room by setting up convection currents in the air. Understood? Okay, now this activity, previous activity I have already told you, means fix a candle on the table, okay, and keep one hand at the safe distance above the flame and other hand on the side of flame. We will find that hand kept above the candle flame feels quite hot, but the hand kept on the side of the flame doesn't feel so hot. How? The air just above the candle flame gets heated first. Okay? This hot air becomes lighter, rises upward, carrying the heat along with it. And then the cold air from downward sinks downward to take place hot air rising up. The cold air also get heated by a flame and then rises upwards. In this way, convection current are set up in the air above the candle flame, which carry more and more heat upwards. This transfer of heat by moving air makes our hand kept above the candle flame feels very hot. Okay, and air can be transferred the heat of a source by convection only in upward direction. Okay, air can't transfer the heat from a source by convection either on the side or in the downward direction. Understood? Air can't transfer the heat from the source by convection either on the side or in the downward direction. This means that no convection currents of hot air take place on the sides of candle flame, due to which the hand kept on the side of flame doesn't feel so hot. Okay, whatever small heat is felt by hand cap on the side, but don't feel more heat. Okay, so this candle flame is due to transfer the heat of the candle flame by the process of radiations. After that, we'll discuss about radiations, and convection current in air also occurs in nature, which lead to blowing sea breeze and land breeze in coastal areas. Okay, after that, in our next lecture, we will discuss about sea breeze and land breeze, about radiations. Okay, so read this lesson carefully and try to do some activities at your home, but do it carefully and stay safe. Okay, and your homework is write some extra questions related to this lesson. Okay, first read this lesson, after that you have to write these questions. First understood this lesson very carefully and read it. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you. Bye. Take care.